Hey everybody, thanks so much for checking out Branch Out Guitar. I'm John Branch, and today we're going to be talking about how to use a capo. So let's get started. So the first thing to understand in using a capo is to understand the caged system, C-A-G-E-D. Those are all the common open position chords that you would normally play. So C, A, G, E, and D. So what you can start doing with the capo is using these chord shapes, and you're going to start taking those same chord shapes and moving around. But what happens when you start moving those chord shapes up the guitar neck is all of these chords involve open strings, right? The C has an open third string and first string, D has an open fourth string, A has an open fifth and first string, G has fourth, 3, and 2 open, E has the 6th, 2nd, and 1st strings open. So say I want to play a G chord, but I don't want to play like I normally do with the open position chord fingering that we already know. What I can do is I can use the D fingering like this, but move it across the guitar neck up here to the 7th and 8th frets. That's my D fingering, but this is actually a G chord. But the problem is, as I've moved up, I still have that open string from the D chord left over, and I use the capo to compensate for that. So that means I'm going to put the capo here at the 5th fret, essentially moving the nut up from here to here, and then I use my D fingering, and then I've got my G chord. It's a little bit higher timbre, but it's still a G chord, so the capo just kind of gives you that, that option. Of course, I could take the capo off and you can still hear that it's still the same G chord, but just, like I said, a different timbre. And when you do that, you have access to all the other chords as well, but just different fingering. Like for example, the C chord, which we played like this, the C chord now is played with the G fingering here at the 8th fret. The G fingering, but with the capo moved up, compensating for all those open strings, now I have a C chord. There's C there. You can hear it in relation to the original C chord. It's the C chord. If you do this, staying still here at the 5th fret, if I use my A fingering, that's actually a D chord. A fingering down here, but I move up, I use the capo to compensate for the open string. Now I've got a D chord. Here's the original D chord. And then here, if I use my E fingering, which I do down here, and play it up here, now I have an A chord. Here's the original A chord. So again, the capo is just giving you access to different tones for the same chords. That's what's really cool to exploit when you're playing different types of songs. So really the most important thing to remember when you're using a capo and using the cage system is that you're having to compensate for that open string. The capo is allowing you to do that. So you still use the same chord shapes from the open position chords, but as you move them around the guitar neck, the capo compensates for that open string, and you get all those other different voicings in those different tones. So that's pretty much it for how to use a capo. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more great guitar information. You can comment and share below, and be sure to check out branchoutguitar.com for more information. See you next time.